The Lost Leader by Robert Browning, 1812 to 1889. Just for a handful of silver he left us, just for a riband to stick in his coat, found the one gift which fortune bereft us, lost all the others she lets us devote. They with the gold to give doled him out silver, so much was theirs who so little allowed. How all our copper had gone for his service, rags were they purple, his heart had been proud. We that had loved him, so followed him, honoured him, lived in his mild and magnificent eye, learned his great language, caught his clear accents, made him our pattern to live and to die. Shakespeare was of us, Milton was for us, Burns, Shelley were with us, they watch from their graves. He alone breaks from the van and the freedman, he alone sinks to the rear and the slaves. We shall march prospering, not through his presence. Song may inspirit us, not from his lyre. Deeds will be done while he boasts his quiescence, still bidding crouch whom the rest bade aspire. Blot out his name, then record one lost soul more, one task more declined, one more footpath untrod, one more devil's triumph and sorrow for angels, one wrong more to man, one more insult to God. Life's night begins, let him never come back to us. There would be doubt, hesitation and pain, forced praise on our part. The glimmer of twilight, never glad, confident morning again. Best fight on well, for we taught him, strike gallantly, menace our hearts ere we master his own. Then let him receive the new knowledge and wait us, pardoned in heaven, the first by the throne. Okay, so this poem is by Robert Browning. Let's see, he is a famous Victorian poet. He originally came from London, and he went to University College London. Let's see, he's known as a poet and a playwright. He's particularly known for his dramatic monologues like The Pied Piper of Hamelin. Okay, so what's this about? Well, this poem is about William Wordsworth. Let's see, Wordsworth was given a pension of what's probably something like £25,000 a year today. And then he was made poet laureate, and he abandoned his liberal, his left-wing ideals, and became more and more conservative, more and more right-wing. And Browning is really, really upset by this, and this poem is about his desertion, about Wordsworth's desertion of a noble political cause for personal gain and social acceptance. Yeah, so he effectively he felt that Wordsworth had gone over to the other side, and he was no longer a liberal looking for change in society and equality and freedom. And this poem talks about disappointment and abandoning ideals and morals. And it's about how he feels betrayed. And the poem says that Browning is going to persevere and keep on with his ideas, and that Wordsworth should have done the same. So this poem is a criticism of William Wordsworth, and that's why the title, The Lost Leader, because Browning considered him one of the leaders of the poetic movement of liberal free thinkers, and he's gone over to the other side. So, just for a handful of silver he left us, just for a ribbon to stick in his coat. So they gave him money and he left us, he deserted us. So I think this handful of silver, this reminds me of Judas betraying Christ. Yeah, a handful of silver, just for a ribbon to put on his coat. So this is referring to being made poet laureate, being an accepted member of society. So he left us for money and for acceptance, social acceptance by the rich. Found the one gift of which fortune bereft us. So he found the one thing which fortune bereft, left us without. Here he's talking about money. So he was given money, which is something that we liberals don't have. And then he says, lost all the others she let us devote. So he took the one gift of fortune, money, but he lost so many other things. He lost being righteous. He lost fighting for what is right, for doing the right thing, being a role model. They, with the gold to give, doled him out silver. So much was theirs who so little allowed. So notice gold and silver. And in the next line we have copper. Gold talks about immense wealth. Silver, well, you've got enough money. And copper talks about being broke, being poor, not having enough money. So they, with the gold to give, the right, the rich, the upper classes, and they had gold to give, but they only doled him out. They only gave silver. So much was theirs who so little allowed. So here he's criticizing the rich and the upper classes, saying they have so much, but they give so little. And they could have given him gold, lots and lots of money, but they only gave him silver. They gave him enough money to live well, but no more. How all our copper had gone for his service. So here we were poor, but we gave what we could, both financially to help him, but not just financially. All of our support, all of our respect and admiration. So we the left, the liberals, had given him respect, and he was an important person. And this is ironic. It's saying that he feels betrayed. Rags, were they purple, his heart had been proud. So maybe he was dressed in rags before this happened. And these rags, they were purple. Purple is the symbol of aristocracy. Roman nobles wore purple. So even if he wore rags, they were purple. They were the rags of importance, the rags of a noble person. And he was in a position to be proud of what he did and the things that he said. We that had loved him so, followed him, honoured him. So everybody in all of the people of liberal persuasion, they loved him. He was their hero. They followed him. They honoured him. Lived in his mild and magnificent eye. This was Wordsworth was their hero. Yeah, they were happy just to be present on this earth while he was around and writing his poetry. Learned his great language, caught his clear accent, made him our pattern to live and to die. So we learned his poems, we learnt his philosophy, we understood his clear accents, his point of view. We clearly understood the way he saw things. Made him our pattern to live and to die. So we used him as our role model. Yeah, and here he's continuing about his feeling of disappointment and betrayal. Yeah, that this was their hero, and he's gone over to the opposition. Shakespeare was of us. Milton was for us. Burns, Shelley were with us. They watch from their graves. So Shakespeare was part of the liberal movement. So was Milton. So was Burns and Shelley. Yeah, they were with us. They supported us. And now they are watching from their graves and looking with horror. Here this idea gives me the idea that Shakespeare, Milton, Burns and Shelley are turning in their graves. They're really upset about this. He alone breaks from the van and the freemen. He alone sinks to the rear and the slaves. So the van is the forefront, the cutting edge. Yeah, the edge of society, the people that are changing society, the front attack. Yeah, and he leaves the prominence of doing the right thing in society, and the free men, the men who are free to say what they want and do what they want. And he's no longer a slave, a freeman. He's now a slave of the right and the rich. He alone sinks to the rear and the slaves. So the slaves and the rich are at the back of the battle, but he's in the front, or he was in the front, and he's been relegated from the front and the free to the slaves and at the back. We shall march prospering, not through his presence. So we will overcome, we will continue forward, we will continue to grow, but not thanks to him. Yeah, we will be without him, but we will persevere, we will overcome. Songs may inspirit us, not from his lyre. So poetry and ideas may motivate us, but not from his lyre, from his musical instrument. Yeah, I like this metaphor from his lyre. Yeah, a lyre, it's an old musical instrument like a harp. Cacophonix in Asterix was playing his lyre. So this is a metaphor for the music of his poetry. So we will be inspired by ideas, by poems, by things, but not from him. Deeds will be done while he boasts his quiescence, still bidding crouch whom the rest bade aspire. So things will be done. We will do things to improve freedom and liberalism, while he is proud of being quiet, of doing nothing, of having abandoned his duty, keeping quiet while bad things are done. And while he's asking, he's bidding to bade. So he's asking people to crouch and to hide. Yeah, who the rest of us liberals support and want them to aspire to new things. So he's saying that Wordsworth, by going over to the opposition, is telling the important people in the liberal movement that they must be quiet, whereas we are supporting them. Blot out his name, then record one lost soul more, one task more declined, one more footpath untrod. So forget his name. Yeah, this is one soul lost to the devil. Yeah, a lost soul, somebody who has done evil. They are lost. One more task declined, one thing to do that is good, but he's refused to do it. One more footpath untrod. This reminds me of Robert Frost, the path less trodden. Yeah. So one more possibility for good that hasn't been used. One more devil's triumph and sorrow for angels. One wrong more to man, one insult to God. So he's saying the devil has won. Yeah. That Wordsworth has sinned. Yeah, he's done something evil. Yeah, and that this is something for the angels to be sad about, because this is a triumph for the devils, for the right, for money, for the capitalists, and one wrong more to man. So this is something that he's done against humans. One more insult to God. So here he's saying that the God is on the side of of liberalism, and God is not on the side of capital and the right. Life's night begins. Let him never come back to us. So now he's in night, he's in the dark, he's evil, he's wrong. And this night, yeah, the difference between light and dark, yeah, and he's gone from the light to the dark, yeah, so he's gone over to the dark side. Never let him come back to us. So please we don't want him back, because there would be doubt, hesitation and pain, forced praise on our part. So if he came back, we would doubt him. We would feel pain. We would feel that we were obliged to praise him and say good things, even if we didn't really feel it. So we've lost our trust in him. He has betrayed us. The glimmer of twilight, never glad, confident morning again. So he's saying that this world of doubt, hesitation, pain, and forced praise, this is a bad thing. This is the shine of twilight. This is the twilight world of evil, not the happy, confident morning that there was before, that they feel that they're happy because they know they are right. Best fight on well, for we taught him. Strike gallantly, menace our heart ere we master his own. So we will fight on, yeah, because we hope that he tries to discover his error, to see his error and repent. And we need to strike bravely. And this, he is like a danger to our movement, but he feels danger from that because maybe we could persuade him that he has done wrong. And if he could see the light again, then let him receive the new knowledge and wait us pardon in heaven, the first by his throne. So if he sees the light and comes back, then he will go back to heaven. He will wait for us in heaven, where God will pardons everything. Yeah, and he will be first by the throne of God. Also here we've got the idea that Wordsworth is getting on, and maybe he won't live forever. So he's also thinking about the afterlife. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. The Lost Leader by Robert Browning.